Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Pigeon Feathers, a short story by John Updike. The main characters in the story are David, he is a 14-year-old young boy, George, David's father, Elsie, David's mother, and David's grandmother, and another character, Reverend Dobson, who is a proctor. Now, David Kern is a 14-year-old boy, and his family moves from Ollinger, which is a city, to Firetown, which is a farm. And this Firetown is actually his mother Elsie's birthplace. But it is an unfamiliar place for David and his father because that whole place is deserted. Very few people live there. And George, who is a school teacher in Ollinger, finds this place disturbing him. And even for David, it's very new because he has to adjust to a new school, a new youth group at church and all that. But the only person who is very happy about this is David's mother because she loves the farm and feels that she has a deep kinship with the soil there. But his father is always sarcastic and bitter, and he says that the people, they don't know how to do farming and they're using only the old method and not using the new methods. And he always talks about using chemicals because he is a chemistry teacher. And more complications arise in the family because the father is almost out of the house all the time, and only his grandmother is there with David's mother and David. And this grandmother was at one time a very hard working woman, and she has worked very hard in the farm with her husband, but now she is suffering from Parkinson's disease, which has crippled her, and therefore she shows all irritation on her daughter. Now David, who has come to this place newly, finds all this very confusing, and he is almost in a stage where he is moving from being a boy to an adult. And as the story progresses, we find that David gets a specific fear about death, and he wants to know what is death and what will happen to us after death, and what is the meaning in life. All these questions come to him. And why he gets all these questions is David has the habit of reading books. Whenever he gets time, he will read books. And there are so many books in his house. Like his mother has a collection of books, his grandfather's books are there, the Bible is there, his father also have a lot of books. So he gets the opportunity to read all these books, and because of reading all these books, he gets many doubts about death and life after death and the meaning of life. And the story actually begins on a Saturday, which is the second week after they had come to that farm. And David's mother is busy arranging the house because they have come only 2 weeks back. And David, since he has nothing to do, he goes and he takes all the books and he starts reading. And he has already read H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, so he sees H.G. Wells' The Outline of History, and so he starts reading. And in this book, Wells has given an account about Jesus, and in that book he has said that Jesus is an obscure political agitator who by some accident survived his own crucifixion, and now he has become the central figure in a myth that grew into a church. Now, when David reads all this, his mind wonders whether really Christ is there and whether he will come to the earth like how he came earlier. And his mind also reminds him that he has never been visited by Christ. So, if Christ had come to the earth, he should have visited him because David had a strong belief in God and in Christianity. And he believes that his prayers also have been answered sometimes, but at the same time, he also thinks that would have been a coincidence, like he would have prayed for something and that would have happened, but it could have been a coincidence, and it's not that the God has answered his prayers. In the same evening, what happens is mother and father have an endless argument about organic farming. His father tells that they have to use chemicals to increase the yield in the farm, whereas his mother says that the soil has a soul, and when they use chemicals, that will kill the soil and the soil will become dead. So they are arguing about it. So David takes a flashlight and he goes to the outhouse. There he flashes the light and sees what is inside, and there are so many insects, and through this lens, when he is passing the light, the image of these insects, they fall on the wall as shadows, and the shadows are so very magnificent on the wall that they look so gigantic. And when David sees this, he feels that he is getting a vision of death. Like when we are buried into the ground, we all become into dust and stone. In the same way, when he sees all these insects image on the wall, he feels that he is seeing death itself, and this really frightens him, and so he runs and comes back to the house. And there he sees his mother and father continuing the argument, so he goes up and he takes Webster's dictionary and sees for the meaning of soul. And in the dictionary it is said that soul is something which is separate from our body, and soul is something which has no death. That is says usually held to be separate in existence, and that is what we believe about soul. Now David wants some proof to say that human existence even lasts after death. That is, if there is no death for the soul, then the soul must be there even after our body dies. So what is the proof that our soul is there after death? So he tries to find out from all the books which he has, and he asks everyone he knows about all this. He asks his minister, he asks his parents, and in the catechism class he asks Reverend Mr. Dobson all this doubt, like whether there is a judgment day, and after death what will happen to our soul, and what will happen to the soul between the death and the day of judgment, and all those questions, whether God will, what sort of a judgment God will give to us and all that. And the minister answers him as usual, but his answers does not satisfy him, and it only angers David. And so he comes back home and he tries to find the answers in his grandfather's Bible. Seeing him disturbed, his mother asks him what is going on in his mind, and when he says his doubts, she suggests him that he will find all these answers when he grows older and when he gets more experience. But this only angers David, so she suggests him to read Plato's The Parable of the Cave, which will give him answers for all these questions. And in that book she says that Plato has said that God is a person who was created by human beings only. Human beings only created God to discipline their life. Now listening to all this, David is not very happy, and that time his father comes there and he says David to look forward to death, because he says that life is only a curse which we all have to endure, and so death is a real escapism from life. Now since no one is able to answer his questions, David's fear of death keeps on increasing. At that time his 15th birthday comes, and his parents give him a present, and the present is a Remington .22 rifle. And on the same day what happens is his grandmother requests him to get rid of all the pigeons which are staying in the, which are nestling on the barn, so because they are irritating her. And so he takes his rifle and he goes, and initially he does not want to shoot the birds which are living. But as he starts shooting the pigeons, a strange excitement enters to him, and he keeps on continuously firing again and again, and he kills nearly 6 pigeons. And in fact in one pigeon alone he had pumped about 8 bullets. And this incident only gives him the answer for all his questions, because what happens is, hearing the bullet fire sound, his mother comes there and she shouts at him for killing the pigeons, and she asks him to bury all the pigeons in the soil. And while he is burying the dead pigeons, he finds that they are very weightless, and he wonders whether the soul would have left the pigeon's body, and therefore it is very light. And as he is burying, he also examines the complex geometric patterns of the blue, grey, lilac, white and salmon feathers of these pigeons, and he is really fascinated by the intricate design of these birds' wings, and he is very sure that no human being could have drawn such intricate designs on each and every pigeons, because they are thousands and thousands of pigeons, and definitely this must be God's creation. Therefore this is a proof that God is there. And if God is there means, it also gave him another answer about why death is not final, because these souls would have left the body of this bird, but definitely it would have gone into another body. And so he understands that this is a very small bird, and its life is also very short, but for that itself God has lavished his craft on them. So God is a person who lavishes his love on human beings. At the same time he has to keep on creating new life into this world for the world to survive. Therefore God has also created death. And since David's answers are all answered, he is very happy, and the story ends here. It's a very beautiful story by John Updike. I hope you've liked this video. If you want to add on anything to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.